We are back on the Rational Boomer podcast. Hopefully, your day is going well. It is Thursday when you hear this, but we're recording it on a TikTok Live. TikTok Live is always pretty interesting. We get a lot of folks out. We talk about a lot of stuff, and there is plenty of shit to talk about. Of course, we have the shit show that we saw with Pam Bondi testifying in front of the Oversight Committee. God damn, that was embarrassing. For anybody else, they'd go home and hide their head for a year. Pam Bondi, I'm assuming, thought she was doing pretty well, but she looked pretty fucking stupid at this point. She didn't answer a single question, and she said some pretty horrific shit. She was asked to apologize to the survivors/victims of Jeffrey Epstein because they doxed all these women, and they weren't supposed to by law, but they did it anyway. And she couldn't even bring herself to apologize to them. And then Dan Goldman did something that was interesting. Pretty much proved that Pam Bondi lied in front of Congress and lied to the entire country for that matter. You know, Pam Bondi has been saying on a regular basis, yeah, sure, the survivors can come in and see us anytime. We'd love to talk to them, get evidence, and our door's always open for them. So Dan Goldman made some of the, or had some of the survivors/victims of Jeffrey Epstein stand up. There was about 30 of them sitting just a few feet behind Pam Bondi and said, raise your hands for those people who want to talk to the DOJ. They all raised their hands. He said, now, how many of people made inquiries to get invited to speak to the DOJ? All of them raised their hands. Then the last question was, who here has been denied, delayed, or just ignored about coming to see the DOJ, as Pam Bondi has pointed out? Everybody had been denied going to the DOJ. Pam's going and telling everybody that everybody's welcome. But in truth, she's denying all these people to come in. They don't want to talk about it. They're complicit in this shit. So they just want it to go away. Unfortunately for those women, it will never go away. And for America, it's not going to go away. All right, I'm going to pull up TJ the Plumber and Rebecca, who are our moderators. TJ, how you doing?
I'm good, Mike. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. And Rebecca, how's it going with you?
It's going good. Apparently we are purchasing some Girl Scout cookies today.
Yeah, you did. I appreciate that. I appreciate that immensely. Yeah.
I was a Girl Scout from the time I was in second grade until after I graduated high school. I was a leader after I graduated high school. So I am all about the Girl Scout cookies.
So you're a good, clean, upstanding young woman?
Yeah.
And then you married TJ the Plumber and it all went south.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just remember who has the shamrock in his pocket.
Yeah, no shit. Well, you know, my granddaughter's selling cookies, and, you know, I got caught up in this little girl who was on TikTok, this Pim, this adorable little cute, chubby little girl. And she's out there selling cookies, and she's hilarious, and she's cute. This girl sold up to, like 70, 80,000 boxes.
Holy
and people just
crap.
fell in love with her and bought these boxes. And somebody said to me, you could do that. I go, no,
is that
I'm
what
not
Junie,
putting
is
my
that what
granddaughter.
Junie's aspiring to?
No. Junie doesn't like to work too hard.
I know somebody else that doesn't like to work too hard.
Yeah, definitely me. I've always said, you know, my dad always told me you got to work hard and make a lot of money. I said, I'd prefer to not work hard at all and make a lot of money. Almost fucking slapped me in that situation. But look at me now, doing jack shit, talking in my living room.
Right.
Not getting rich, but making a few bucks nonetheless. Did you guys see the Pam Bondi debacle today?
Yeah, I watched it. Well, not all of it, but I watched a good chunk of it.
Could anybody be more embarrassed or put in an embarrassing situation or an embarrassing performance than what Pam Bondi did today?
It was an absolute and total disgrace.
She was so like defensive and combative because she had nothing else to say. It was ridiculous.
Well, it was all distract and deflect. Like even when she got hit with the facts, she like went off on a tangent about how great the stock market's going. Like, what the fuck's that have to do with anything? Like, that's not your
exactly
job.
Right.
You know,
that's exactly right.
Then wasn't she screaming about the Epstein files for the last like 4 years? Why didn't we do anything? And like, it was fucking horrible.
I have to give credit to some of the Democratic members of the committee because they really put her on blast, especially Jamie Raskin and Congressman Liu. They both hit her right below the belt.
Yeah. And, you know, they did everything they could to embarrass her. And if she was a normal human being, she'd be embarrassed. I don't know that she's bright enough or she's too delusional that she realizes how badly she did. She's like every other narcissist. Oh, I did fucking great. You know, you mentioned the stock market. The question she was asked was that there is dozens of co-conspirators. Do you plan to investigate, indict, and prosecute them? Yeah. And then she went on to talk about the stock market and how it's up over 50,000.
She wouldn't answer the question. She would not answer the question, which that tells you everything you need to know about what she's going to do.
She could not answer the question.
Well, and you know, the flex of the stock market, the Dow Jones is up over 50,000. You have to remember that when Joe Biden left office, the Dow was at like 44 or 45. So it's not a crazy fucking growth. No. They haven't had much growth in this first year since Donald Trump has taken office. Do you think Donald Trump notices how bad she did and maybe that puts her in a bad situation? I don't know. I don't know who they put in there instead.
No, he's too stupid to understand what happened there, if you ask me. But his staff has got to be shaking in their boots because they have maybe a small enough intellectual ability to understand what happened today.
Yeah.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah. I pulled up. I accidentally pulled this person up, but she's here.
Hey,
it's
Gary. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
How's everyone
What's
doing tonight? Oh my goodness, where do I start? I tried to get on last week when you guys were on. I was going crazy because I had so much to say, but after watching Pam Bondi today, holy shit, what was that show? I mean, she is so far up his behind. Inhuman. She's not a human being.
No,
she's really not human. You know, like my mom used to say, you know, she's a woman that looks like she was rode hard and put away wet. She always looks a little sketchy every time I see her. And then she opens her mouth and I go, oh, Jesus Christ, that's absolutely horrible. But the thing is that
it's funny you use that phrase because so many people don't know what that means.
Oh, I know what
I
it
don't
means.
really know what it means.
Horses.
It's referring to a horse, right? Yeah, it's referring to a horse.
But you know, when I was watching today, and when they said to her, "Turn around and look at the victims," any good human being would have turned around and said, "I'm sorry. Yep. I don't care who you work for or what you believe in. If you don't see the pain in those people, in those women's eyes, there's something. You're not a human being."
Yeah, she couldn't face them.
No,
she couldn't face them.
Well, you know, the thing about it was, I don't know if it's her own personality that caused her to not face them. I think it had to be she was doing a performance for Donald Trump, and she knew that if she did the right thing, the decent thing, that Donald Trump would get mad at her and tear her ass up. So she's just there in line with Donald Trump, terrified to say anything that's going to go against Donald Trump. And that's the problem lawyers have. Lawyers know what the law is, but Donald Trump tells them to do something different and they're forced to do what he tells them. And he's always fucking wrong and they always look stupid.
Yeah. How'd that work out for Michael Cohen?
Yeah.
Well, last week or the other night when you guys were on, you were talking about the midterms and how we keep talking about the midterms. Um, I just think that it is going to be such an ass whooping that all of America is going to be on the streets cheering because we're finally going to have a voice again. Because right now we don't have a voice. We
And we're
I feel like we're being censored in a way that they have all the control of everything and they keep doing whatever the frig they want to do.
we I think it's like we decent people, normal people of average intelligence are literally being held hostage. We can't do anything, and then our government, Democrats in the government, are telling us we can't do anything until we get the majority. And I still have trouble with that. There's got to be ways or angles to deal with this stuff, or pull the reins in somehow. We can't be this weak as a country and this weak as a government that somebody gets power in the House and the Senate and the presidency and they get to do whatever they want. If that's the case, we've got some serious problems within our government that we need to shore up.
My question to you guys is, where's the Supreme Court right now watching all this? I mean, we know where they're at. We know where they're at, but where are they realistically? If you look at the laws of our country and the Constitution and what this administration has done to us, really, I mean, how would you like to be a person of color right now? I'm just terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, don't you think the Supreme Court is basically a lost cause at this point? I mean, we have at least 3 people in there that are just complicit with Donald Trump, are willing to take bribes. The other ones are Republicans, so they're going to go with Donald Trump. It's a 6-3 split. I just think I think the Supreme Court is not even valid anymore, and that's a problem when we have a government that's based on 3 branches, and that's one of them. We're fucking teetering here.
Well, that's one of the first things we have to fix if we get in any kind of power.
Well, at least in 28.
Absolutely. Yeah. Gary, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Erie, Pennsylvania. I'm friends with TJ and Rebecca.
Gary lives by us.
Yeah, I'm about
Okay.
probably a mile and a half away from TJ and Rebecca.
Gary, where's
Well,
Enzo?
Enzo's he's at the foot of the bed right now. Doing what he does. That's our little
I hope
Yorkie
that's
money.
I hope that's your dog.
That's our dog, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
How is it that TJ and yourself, clearly rabid libtards, end up in fucking Pennsylvania?
Well, we were pretty blue up until the last election.
True.
And TJ's one of those people that I know I can call anytime, and when I get pissed off about what's going on, and he'll listen to me, because every once in a while, Patty says to me, "Not this morning, okay?" That's my wife.
And
And,
I promise you, he does call.
yeah, I do call him. I
He
just
does.
gotta,
That's factual.
sometimes I just gotta say, hey, you know what? What the fuck is going on now?
when we had our meeting here, that we had a bunch of like-minded people right after the election, where it was like everybody was terrified. Gary was there. He was one of those people that was there for that.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to hear we have some blue folks in Pennsylvania that are active. I mean, one of the things I was talking to somebody, one of the things that pisses me off about people more than anything, and a lot of people couldn't understand it at first, but I think they're starting to understand it. It's those people that say, "Oh God, the news is so depressing. Politics is so depressing. I just tune it out. I don't get involved. I don't listen to it." And the problem with that attitude is that's part of the reason we are where we are now. People who sat on the couch, sat on their ass, didn't want to get involved, and now we got Donald Trump as president. Everybody needs to be active or at least aware of what's going on and get off the couch and fucking vote the proper way.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to make your voice heard. You don't necessarily have to go to every rally or go out and there's lots of ways that we can make our voice heard. Obviously, Mike, as well.
No, I mean, there's lots of stuff you can do. You can do phone banks. You can knock on doors during campaigns. There's so many things you can do outside of.
Hell, just sit at your local bar and and talk to the guy next to you. Even the small stuff makes the biggest difference.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody can take it all on their shoulders. Everybody does whatever they can do. We'll be fine. Just don't expect that you have to do everything.
I was at Lowe's yesterday, and this couple was standing beside me, and the husband was talking to the wife, and he said, "You don't want the gold faucet, do you? It's too sharp." And you know
Say
what
that
I,
again. I'm losing you.
Gary,
I said, I said
Yeah,
the
that
guy
again.
was. I said the guy was at. I was at Lowe's, and I was in the faucet aisle, and the guy was looking at the faucets with his wife, and he said, "You don't want the gold ones, do you? They're too Trumpish." And DJ, what do you think I said? What do you
I,
what do you
I,
what do you think I
well, there's
said?
a couple things that pop into my mind, so it could go a couple different ways.
I said nobody wants that shit in your house.
Absolutely.
And he started laughing. He said, "How did you know that I was okay when you said that?" I said, "I could just tell by the way he said it, you know." And I don't mind saying how I feel now because there are no more rules here, guys. Let's be honest about it.
No, it's a war, and it's not a difference between Republicans and Democrats. It's a difference between right and wrong. If you want to be right, cool. If you want to be wrong, own that fucker.
And that's we have to change the narrative. That's the biggest thing, because these dumbass motherfuckers, the Trump-a-fucks, they think that liberals are weak. But when you go and you confront them and get in their face, they fold like a fucking snoot. You know what I mean? And so that's what we have to do. We have to start confronting these people when they're doing fucked up stuff and tell them what a piece of shit they are. And I don't know if you guys, Mike knows this, but I don't know if Gary follows him but that Gunny
Oh yeah.
on
I follow
TikTok,
Johnny.
he goes after them every day, like in the Lowe's parking lot,
Yep.
every day, and that's what we got to do. We have to go and shame them and embarrass them over and over again because they have this idea that they're tougher than us, and they're not.
They don't even have facts, TJ. They just spew whatever they hear him say on Fox News is what they do. They spew that stuff. You know what I mean? They don't even really pay attention to the real news because if you'll say to one of them something that you saw or read, they're like, "Well, I didn't see that." I'm saying, "Well, it's only because you watch one news source. You watch Fox News. That's it."
Yeah, this guy's getting blocked. Fuck this guy.
Are you talking about Blue Devil?
Yeah.
He says, "I dare you to say something to my face. I dare you."
Yeah, he got
Well,
blocked.
I'd be happy to say it to your face, you piece of shit. But you'd go whining and crying to TikTok. So I'm not going to do it. You're blocked. You're gone. You know the thing about Trump-a-fucks, as far as I'm concerned, the best way to deal with them is they're inconsequential. They don't fucking matter anymore. You had your little day in the sun, and now you're fading and swirling the toilet. So we're just going to let you go down, go back under your rocks, and you can shut the fuck up.
Right, exactly.
You know, there's part of me, like this Blue Devil guy, there's part of me that would want to pull him up and just tear him up. But I know I'll pay for it in the end.
Well, that Blue Devil thing is a racist dog whistle. Because because there was a racist band called the Blue Eyed Devils, and I'm sure that that's a reference to that.
Okay, I'm getting some restrictions here. Gary, I'm going to let you go. We're going to talk about.
Thank you, guys. Good talk to you guys.
Bye, Gary. Love
some
you.
other
Thank
people.
you. Thank you. Love you too. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate what
Thank
you're
you.
doing.
What's the
And
restriction?
since I don't know, I don't have no idea. So what we'll probably be talking about now, I'll take a safe one here. We're going to talk about unicorns and rainbows and skipping through the snow.
And the TikTok
That's
show.
what we're going to talk about. Yeah. Yeah. And if Aaron's out there, they're already giving me restrictions. We talked earlier today, and Aaron at Go Live Vegas, he helped me out of a jam with some community guidelines violations, and I appreciate that. If you're a creator, go check them out. But we're already getting notices here, and I'm not so concerned about the live. I just want the content so we can put it on other fucking other platforms.
Right.
Anyway, we got Eric with us, and Eric, I'm curious. You must have seen the clips at the very least of the Pam Bondi debacle. You
I saw
obviously have some
yeah.
insights. Yeah, what'd you think? Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful. Representative Lou ripped her to shreds.
Yep.
Called her out for perjury. You know, it was
She really got
it was
wound
awful.
up. She really got wound up about that. She was really pissed
She
off.
did. Like she was like fuming. Like she was losing her shit.
Well, they in fact did call her out for perjury, you know, and that was when she was saying that she was happy to talk to any of the survivors, and then they proved right there that it was a fucking lie. You know, and how many times do you have to lie to Congress before you're accountable for it? Apparently, you can do it as many times as you want, as long as you're a Republican. Did you see? Did you see Jasmine Crockett in this situation? That was kind of
No, I
interesting.
didn't. I did not see Jasmine.
Well, there was one point where Jasmine Crockett said, "I'd ask you questions, but I know you're not going to answer them anyway." So I just want to present this article that was in Newsweek, and she started reading it. It basically said Donald Trump's popularity is imploding with the thing he was most popular for, and that was immigration. It now says that only 40% of the people approve of what he's doing with immigration, and 60% disapprove. And Jim Jordan's gaveling her, trying to shut her up. You don't have to read it. Please stop. Can't do this. They are terrified because they know Donald Trump is watching, and they don't want to give Daddy any bad fucking news.
Oh yeah, they're terrified of Donald Trump for now. I think they are turning around, and they are still having conversations behind closed doors, and it's gonna come a point where they say no, and they're gonna move on him, but they're not there yet. And how they can't be, I don't know, other than the fact that they're watching the clock going, it's not close enough to the election yet.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if you saw this. This may be a sign that Republicans are stepping away. We had the vote in the House to repeal the tariffs to Canada. And in the House, they voted to repeal those tariffs. And there were 6 Republicans that voted with the Democrats in this case. Now it's got to go to the Senate, and who knows if it passes there or not. But Donald Trump's already made the threat. If you vote against me on this, you better watch out. Some bad things are going to happen at election time.
Yeah.
Well, Donnie, too late. I think bad things are going to happen to these motherfuckers anyway. You can't make it much worse than it already is.
What he's referring to is Republicans, because they're the only
Right.
ones that are going to get trounced.
Well,
they're
exactly.
gonna
And it's
get
not
some.
like Daddy Trump can save them. He can't.
No, he's not going to save him. His endorsement's not going to be worth jack shit. But one of the other things about this, regardless of it passes the Senate or not, there were some that had already passed the Senate that are going to be voted on, and they are going to end up, the Supreme Court's going to be looking at it. We're waiting on their decision, right? And
Right.
when the Supreme Court sees that Congress is passing things saying we don't want tariffs, we want power over tariffs back, it could influence the Supreme Court decision.
I would imagine it would have to. I mean, they're there to make laws. They're there to enforce the laws, hold up the laws, even though they don't at all. They're just Donald Trump's lapdog, and they'll do anything he wants. At least the 6 that are the conservatives. I've been noticing, though, that Donald Trump is seemingly getting a little nervous. He's seeming to act out more, rant more. It's becoming more and more weird. I mean, he was complaining about Canada. I don't know if you heard this story. Donald Trump fucked up the trade agreement with Canada. And Canada said, just fuck you then. We'll just go elsewhere. And they decided to buy steel from China. and they're building bridges and stuff like that. They wanted to buy steel from America, but Donald Trump fucked that up, so they went to China, and they're buying the bulk of their steel from China. Well, now Donald Trump doesn't like that, which is ironic because he put us in that situation to have them go to China. And he's trying to scare the population of Canada, trying to change the narrative. And this one's a little weak, a little weak. He says, look, if you start buying steel from China, then China is going to make you ban hockey, ice hockey. You're going to make you ban ice hockey. And we'll get rid of the Stanley Cup, even though most of the teams that go to the Stanley Cup are from the United States. This is a pathetic, desperate attempt to try to fix something he fucks up. And that's what he does most of the time. He fucks something up and then he desperately tries to fix it. And he almost always fails.
Doesn't Trump already have a Stanley Cup, so he doesn't care?
Have a what?
Doesn't Trump already have a Stanley Cup, so he doesn't care?
No, I don't think he has a Stanley Cup. He has the FIFA Cup, I think. But he'll probably get the Stanley Cup too. Some idiot will hand it to that motherfucker and he'll act like he earned it. Go ahead, Eric. You were going to say something.
Well, yeah, he always fucks up. Like, this whole thing trying to say that, they're going to go after hockey or whatever. It makes no sense on the surface, but a certain group of this country is going to go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Of course they're going to go after hockey. And he's hoping that Canada will buy it too, and they're smarter than that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I just want to say something to any Trump fucks out there. Like that Blue Devil or whoever, if they think I'm afraid of talking to you, I'm not. I'm not afraid. What I'm concerned about is you coming on here, getting your ass kicked, and then crying to TikTok. I'm not going to let that happen. But if you're really gutsy and you really want to give me what for and show me what you're made of, anytime you want to come on the Rational Boomer podcast where we can't get kicked off, where we can speak our minds, you're more than welcome to do that. All you have to do is text me. Text me at 952-522-1399. 952-522-1399. Any of you have questions, comments, or whatever, please feel free to text me there. But if you want to be on the podcast, let me know. And if you're a Trumplefuck, especially you think you're strong and you think I won't face you down, I'd be happy to oblige. So make that text. Tell me you want to be on. We'll get it worked out one way or another. I'm going to bring somebody else up here that we know and no doubt has some things to say about what's going on today. We have Trucker T. Hey, Trucker T, how you doing?
Hey, I am doing fabulous, Mike. How about you?
I'm as good as a 65-year-old man can be.
Hey, I do have a problem with a few things. Well, the first thing I have a problem with is I don't believe TJ has any friends. I think Gary is a liar.
No,
That's the first thing.
I swear to God, Gary comes to our house. He is our friend.
Hey, Trucker, I just want to tell you. I want to tell you something. South Bend, Indiana, is only a 5.5-hour drive from me. I'm just letting you know.
I know, and I forgot how much stuff you won, so I take that back. Here's what's on my mind today, Mike. There's two things that's been itching me. The first one is, and I'm going to use the word alleged a lot, and I think Eric knows why. But allegedly, we shut down an entire airspace over a fucking party balloon. I mean, what in the actual fuck is that?
Yeah.
Well, they came out and the Department of Defense shut down the airspace over a Houston airport or something like that. And they said they were going to shut El Paso, because it's right on the border. They shut it down for 10 days. Then the FAA came back and said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And then they opened it back up. So one hand doesn't know what the other fucking hand is doing. We got one goofball on one side and another goofball on the other side. Put the two goofballs together and it's guaranteed to get fucked up. And
initially, go ahead.
DJ, go ahead.
Oh, initially when I saw that report, I thought the air traffic controllers weren't showing up for work. That's what I thought it was.
So Does anybody know why New Orleans was shut down for 5 days?
No.
I didn't
No.
know New Orleans was shut down.
Yeah,
I
a
didn't
friend of
know
ours from
anything
New
about that.
Orleans told me that the airport was shut down for 5 days, and I can't find anything about that. But they're swearing it was shut down for 5 days.
Interesting.
Wow.
And then
Well, as
here's
I understand it, they were going to test lasers or something, or drones and lasers. It was just weird. And the Department of Defense and Pete Hegseth thinks he can do anything he wants, anytime he wants. Gets that from Donald Trump. And apparently the FAA felt like their toes were getting stepped on, and it caused a little conflict within the cabinet.
yeah, it did. And then here's the second angst I have of the day, and this one gives me umbrance. After 88 years, Nielsen says they're going to stop doing the presidential rating. They're not going to rate the president. They're not going to rate him.
I think it was
Or whoever.
Gallup, wasn't it?
Gallup, yes,
It was
thank you.
Gallup.
Gallup. Yeah, they're not going to rate this fucker anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because
Why do
the
you-
scale doesn't go negative, so they can't rate them anymore.
Well,
You know,
my-
in terms of
the reason-
numbers,
it's-
go ahead.
My only thing is because I guess he sucked so bad, and he paid somebody off allegedly, and they said, "All right, we won't even put these ratings out anymore."
Yeah, but the minute he's gone, it's gonna go out there. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Even the Gallup poll doesn't want anything to do with him anymore.
The cowardice is unbelievable. And there were some other numbers that came out, and I'm curious as to what you folks think. The jobs numbers came out, and I thought the jobs numbers weren't going to come out anymore, and now they're coming out. And apparently, these job numbers said that there were 130,000 new jobs. Now, by Donald Trump's standards, that's a lot. By Joe Biden's standard, not a big deal. But by Donald Trump's standards, 130,000 new jobs were created last month. But let me ask you this. First of all, can you trust any numbers coming out of Donald Trump? I doubt it. But
No.
more importantly, how is it that we created 130,000 jobs during a month where we had the most layoffs since 2009? How does that fucking work
Yeah,
out?
we have record unemployment. It's an absolute bullshit statement. The number is absolutely skewed. Everybody knows it's bullshit. I mean, come on. I mean, there.
Not to mention that 133,000 jobs is like literally nothing in this country.
Well, part of it
That's
is,
that's
I mean,
that's 133,000 teenagers across the country that like got a job at McDonald's or whatever. Like that's literally nothing.
well, part of that is
Yeah.
they're fudging the numbers, but they don't want to fudge them too bad because they'll get called out for being way wrong. So they're fudging the numbers just enough to make it look good for Donald Trump, but it still looks horrible by any other metric.
Well, didn't I read somewhere where they're saying that we have too high of expectations for the jobs numbers, and we need to lower our expectations.
what?
Yes.
Well, our expectations were given to us by Donald Trump when he said day one. We're at day 370 or something like that, or 80, and we still haven't even come close. I love how they talk about how the economy's great now and the economy sucked back with Biden. But if you look at it, unemployment was down, GDP was going up, jobs were being created at historic levels, and now we have higher prices. We have the GDP going down. Yes, the stock market is doing well, and I'm not even sure why that is. But if you're going in buying bananas and oatmeal and you can't afford it, you don't give a fuck about the stock market.
I don't want to hear any of this bullshit about jobs because Doge and Donald Trump canceled a $300 million construction project in my backyard. I don't want to hear about how many jobs he's creating because that's absolute bullshit.
TJ, are those the guys that are on the line that are saying, "Hey, we don't care about politics. We just want to go to work"? I think I just saw that
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
they were building some tunnel or something.
Oh no, that's in New Jersey. That's in New
Okay.
Jersey.
Okay.
No, I'm referring to a different project, but it was a $300 million construction project. But the guys in New Jersey Donald Trump cut the funding off to the tunnel that they're building, and the laborers union, they're called LIUNA. They went out and did a press conference, and they just slammed him like up and down, sideways, against the sidewalk and into the street. I mean, they crushed him about him canceling the funding that they were already given by duly by the Congress.
Yeah. I'm going to pull somebody else up here, see what she has to say, assuming she comes up. It's weird. Sometimes they don't come up. Right now, we have 245 people in this room doing this, and I'm thankful for all of you being here.
Let me see
I
if I can
appreciate
fix
it
that.
immensely. Normally, we would have more people in it. I just want to give a little shame to TikTok. Last night, I did a live on Substack where I have 11,000 followers, just 11,000 followers. In that live, I had over 300 people in it. So TikTok, you need to shore it up here. Stop playing these fucking games and the suppression and all that bullshit.
Yeah, your usual TikToks are around 500 or so.
Yeah.
Between 500 and 800, but
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of suppression going on. So
It's
Yeah,
been
I
like
don't-
this for like the last month that you've been suppressed.
I'm trying to get this
Yeah.
out here a little bit.
all right, we're going to pull up. Well, they're not coming up. This is, I talked to Aaron at Go Live Vegas, and he said, shadow bans and all that stuff aren't really a thing. It's just about how quirky the computers work and the algorithm works, and they're trying to shore all that stuff up. Some people are even suggesting that now that we're past the point where the deal's been cut, the people who own it, whether they're Trump humpers or not, are kind of sensitive to making money. So they're going to have to do what they have to do to make money. And some people think it might get easier, a little more loose on TikTok now that we're past that spot. I'll believe it when I see it, but I can understand what they're saying and understand that could be a possibility. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. It's weird. I'm not getting anybody else coming up, even though I'm hitting the buttons. Okay, here we go. Here we got one. Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, we got Big Chief with us. Big Chief, how you doing? What's on your mind?
Well, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing exceptionally well. I'm looking forward to coming over the pond to celebrate my football's team Boston after 28 years.
Are you
We're
sure you
looking
want to come
forward
here?
We're looking forward to coming over. We're coming to America. The Scottish are coming to America after 28 years. It's going to be mayhem. We're going to be.
You might want to rethink that, Big Chief.
The Tartan Army is coming. We're coming, my sir. We're coming, my sir. I don't know who you are, but I'm just
All
telling you.
right, Big Chief, you boring me now. I saw him in the comments, and he was saying something about the Scottish Army coming, and I don't know what the hell he was talking about. We're pretty lucky. We get some pretty cognizant and lucid people normally. But
He wouldn't make it through the gate, Mike.
No. He, I'm sure he's a nice enough fella, but it's not valuable. Here's the thing. When you come on something like this, there's one criteria that's important. We can understand what the fuck you're saying. Because if you can't understand what the fuck you're saying, you're really not much use to us. So, Big Chief, thanks for giving it the old college try. I appreciate it. Looks like, it sounded like Big Chief might have been starting the weekend a little early too. So, who knows? So,
That's how they do it over there in Scotland, Mike.
that's true. I'd love to go to
Yeah,
Scotland.
there's
Love
nothing
to go
wrong
to
with that.
Scotland. Okay, this guy intrigues me. I don't know what to expect with this guy. He goes by the name Unk. Unk, what's on your mind tonight? Hello?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Unk, what can I do for you?
Hey, what's going on?
Just doing a
Scottish
live,
Power.
just hanging out. What's up?
Scottish Power. Scottish are coming back.
Okay, we covered that. Now, what else is on your mind?
About Trump. I don't think there's ever been a president in our lifetime that has attacked the rug issue like him. And it has had effect. It has had effect, trust me. That's
Attacked what
one
issue?
right?
What
The
issue?
rug issue.
Say that again.
The rug pandemic.
You talking about COVID?
No, the drug, drugs.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, the drug wars
No,
and
some
drug
people have
pandemic.
TikTok friendly language. They don't let you say GRUG.
Well, they already give me shit, so what the fuck? So you have a problem with how he's dealing with the epidemic of narcotics.
No, I think it's a great issue. I think there's never been a president that's done better, and the results are already happening.
Wait a minute.
Oh no, no.
Now hold on
Are
a
you
second.
guys aware this is a Trump effect?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling when I pulled him up. Hey, Uncle, let me ask you something. Tell me what he did to make it better. Give me one thing he did to make it better.
Oh, the one you should already know. Why should I even have to answer this?
Because I asked you the question and you've made the statement. So if you can't back it up, then you can go.
Securing the border. You should know that.
Hey, Unc, let me tell you something. There was a comprehensive bill to reform the border, which included new technology to scan for things coming across ports of entry, because 85% of those substances that come into America come through ports of entry. And that technology, the spending for that technology was in the bill. And your Lord and Savior, the Orange Baboon,
My Lord and Savior is Jesus.
whatever, you can claim that, but
Yeah, I know.
we all
You
know the
claim
truth.
it. I don't know what the fuck you claim. But that's what I claim.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, Donald
I'm done
Trump
with him.
killed the bill. Donald Trump killed the bill for a political point to get elected, and that's it. Like, that technology could have been put in place to stop this coming into ports of entry, and all this nonsense about attacking boats that are narco terrorists is an absolute crock of shit. And I'm never going to believe your talking points from Fox News. It's totally, absolutely ridiculous. He's not made any progress in fighting narco terrorism or fighting the cartels, and he can lie about Venezuela, and he can say he's fighting the war on those things, on the substances coming in here. But Venezuela isn't a producer of the F thing that comes into this country. It's Mexico, because the precursors to make that substance come from China, and they're sent to Mexico. They're given to the cartels, and they put them through ports of entry. So I don't want to hear your nonsense about how he's great on illicit substances coming into this country, because it's absolute horseshit.
Right. And then let me just say this really quick, Mike. This is real quick.
Did you kick that guy?
Yeah, he did.
I just
didn't
did.
kick him. Mike did.
Did you block him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say that if anybody comes up here and they think that they're going to attack Mike, I've got something for you. So let's just
Well,
tone that down.
well,
That was nonsense.
that's nonsense, and you expect that. So, well, see, that's why people always come on TikTok and they'll argue with Trumplefucks, and they do it for views, they do it for money, and I have trouble sitting here trying to converse with a slack-jawed, mouth-breathing PDF protector. I'm sorry, I can't stomach them, and I'm not going to do that here. As much as I would love to, and as much as it would get a lot off my chest if I could nail them,
How much?
I can't trust them.
How much of my monologue went on before you kicked him? Was it like a minute?
About 2 seconds before.
Oh, all right. I don't feel as bad. At least
The point is,
I gave it to him with both barrels, and that's what you got to do to these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's what they don't expect either. I mean, they're used to the kinder, gentler Democrats, and when they run into somebody like me or you or Trucker or Eric or Gary, for that matter, they don't know what to do with themselves. Honestly, this guy was so slow and so simple-minded. It would have been like kicking a puppy, and I just don't feel like kicking
Yeah,
puppies
but
today.
that's my whole point. Is you got to put the boot to their head every single time. Don't be nice to them anymore. Don't do any of that. Just make them feel like the miserable loser that they are.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case. You know, that's the one thing. I wonder what you all think about this. I constantly run into Trump-a-fucks, and they will constantly pull some ridiculous thing out that Donald Trump is alleged to have been successful at. He closed the border. Okay, now what? You got farms going out of business because they don't have workers. You've got 5-year-olds getting kidnapped and put in detention camps. So you're proud of that? You happy with that? I mean, it's one thing to close the border, but another thing to do it in such an egregious way. Part of the reason the border is closed right now, it's not closed. Is the wall up? No, the wall's not up. Is there more money being spent down at the border? No. Donald Trump was effective of shutting down the border by making the United States suck more. People who want to go to countries where life is better, they don't want to come here. Fuck, we've got the FIFA World Cup going on, and people don't even want to come to that, and that's the most popular event in the fucking world.
It's going to be a
flop. They don't want to come.
It's going
to be a flop.
It's going to be a total flop, and it's all because of Donald Trump.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, would you come over here in a
Hell
situation
no.
like this?
Absolutely not. And I bet if I ask my European friends if they're coming, they're going to say no.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to pull somebody else up. I'm going to take a shot in the dark, and let's see here. I'm going to take a shot in the dark, and I have a pretty good feeling that this person isn't one of those people, but we'll find out. So Terry Lilly, I think is her name.
Terry Lilly,
are you
yeah.
there?
I'm there.
How
Can
you
you hear
doing?
me? I'm good.
Well, I can hear you. You sound
So I'm in
cognizant, so that's a good start.
Yeah, I'm in Sacramento, California, and I'm right outside of Placer County, which is red, red, red. So it's very hard for us here sometimes. We do have a guy on the street corner, though, that he has a big sign that just says, "Fuck Trump." He's out on the street corner all day long, and I sometimes fear for his safety. But you guys just started talking about a topic that I really have a lot of questions about, and of course that's immigration. They seem to be putting a lot of money into ICE, but I don't hear of anything coming through Congress where they're actually trying to fix immigration. We need more people doing the interviews. The people coming through need to get the interviews faster. They're not trying to do any of that I know of. Have you heard anything?
Let's be real about what they're doing. This is not about fixing the problem.
That's what I'm afraid of.
This is about taking brown people and removing them from this country.
Yep.
They don't care if they're on here, if they're in here with work visas, if they're here on H-2Bs, any of that. They don't care about any of those things. They don't care if they're American citizens. They're deporting people, carte blanche. This was never about fixing the problem. If you wanted to fix the problem, you would create a system that had judges who could hear these cases, at large in a productive way. They don't care about any of that. They're not interested in that and that's exactly why they're not giving anyone due process. They don't care about any of those things. They're not interested in fixing it. They're interested in causing the most cruelty they possibly can and the most damage they can create in the amount of time that they have left, which isn't long.
Well, Terry, I will say this. Donald Trump was in office for 4 years. He's now in another year in his second term. In those 5 years, have you ever seen him fix anything? All he's ever done is broken stuff. I mean, it's all
He
about
tears it
intimidation.
down.
It's all about bullying. It's about zip tying 5-year-old kids and old people and sending them to a detention center. He's trying to create fear because that's all Donald Trump knows. He's a bully at heart, which means he's also a coward, and that's why we need to push back. But he's not into fixing anything. He could have fixed it when Joe Biden and the Republicans and Democrats came up with that border policy. That was a great deal, and it was everybody was on board, and it didn't stop until Donald Trump said, no, I don't want Joe Biden to win anything. I don't care about the border. He didn't care
Right.
about the fucking border. That's just the hot button he heard, and he used it to his advantage.
Right. And it's so funny because they go and terrorize women and children and all these people. But you know what? The second they went into Compton, how'd that work out for them?
Yeah, that didn't go
Great.
well.
And that's
I
exactly
thought
it.
that was great.
They only want soft targets. And then they lie about it and say, oh, we're deporting all the murderers and the rapists and all these people. They're not doing that at all. They're
No.
deporting people working on a fucking food truck, serving people tacos. That's what they're doing. Soft targets, women and children. They're not doing any of that.
They thought
And
Minnesota
Yeah,
was a soft target, TJ.
I don't fully agree with that. I mean, they thought it would be, but they found out that wasn't the case.
That's what I'm saying. They thought it
Yeah.
was going to be an easy rollover, and then they found out, oh, wait a minute. These guys are putting up a fight.
Yeah, they're
Well,
not
with the-
going to Compton. They're not going to the south side of Chicago. I mean, they're just not because they know they're really going to find out if they go there.
Well, what people have to understand about Minnesota, too, Minnesota are not pushovers. They're very nice to people unless you fuck with them, and then they're going to fight. We saw that in the George Floyd situation and other situations over the years. Donald Trump thought it would be easier coming here. One thing I want to say about this, too, when those two people were killed, we had every media outlet here, all these influencers here saying how bad it was. And then it they thought it cooled down and they went off to something else that's going to get them views and money, both creators and both media. But what's going on in this state is still pretty much the same. They're still kicking in doors. They're still dragging people out of cars. It's still that bad. Now, Tim Walz said something that he thinks that maybe they will end this thing by the end of this week. I don't know where he gets that idea from, but hopefully that's true.
I mean, I hope it is, but it doesn't seem realistic to me. But okay.
No, I don't
Mike, I
think
got
so
a
either.
question for you, Mike, since you live there. Why do you think it went video silent? Like ever since Tom Homan got there, it's like 2 days after he arrived, all of the videos are gone now. Unless TikTok is just suppressing them, because I don't see them.
Well, two things. Two things have gone on. Is first of all, Donald Trump was successful in changing the narrative. I'm getting rid of Bavino, putting in Tom Homan. We're sending home 700 of the troops, which really isn't a big deal because now instead of 3,000, it's 2,300 people in this state. So they're still occupying it. It hasn't changed anything. So they gave the impression that they were settling things down, and they didn't. But as I've said with media and some of these creators that come here, it's all about if it bleeds, it leads, It's all about what's the hot topic. And now we've got Savannah Guthrie's situation. We've got other situations. We got Pam Bondi and all these hearings. They have a very short attention span, and they're just going anywhere that's going to be the hot button. So right now, Minnesota is not the hot button, in spite of the fact there's nothing really any different than what was going on when they were here. That's just how the media and some of these creators are. They don't really give a fuck. They just care what's going to get them views.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, Terry, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And you're more than welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Thank you, Terry. Let's see who else is out there. We're getting suppressed here. So I'm going to pull up this person because she is a recent guest, and I think I can count on her. Stephanie, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Hello. I can hear you,
Hi.
Stephanie. Speak up.
Okay. I just joined, so I'm not sure exactly what you were talking about from the beginning. But
Doesn't
I
matter. We
just
talk
been
about
thinking
everything.
about going back to the Epstein thing. Okay,
Yeah, absolutely.
if the theory that Epstein and Trump were partners in a business, they took down Epstein, where did they move the business to, and who's running it for Trump now? Because
Well,
that kind of money
that's a good point.
involved, it's not like they just walked away after Epstein went down.
Yeah, they didn't just fold up the tents and say, "Oh, we're not doing this anymore." You're absolutely right. I do think Donald Trump was a partner. I think Donald Trump has stepped away from it for a couple of reasons. He's president. His virility is in question, so he doesn't need that kind of entertainment. That's the thing. This whole sex trafficking thing is rampant all around the country. Epstein isn't the only group that was doing this sort of thing. In fact, I'll tell you a story. Happened here in Minnesota yesterday. Yesterday, there was a gentleman arrested for trafficking, sex trafficking, in Bloomington, Minnesota, which is a southern suburb. This guy was arrested. The cops were appalled by this guy. They dragged him into jail. But guess what? This guy had a day job. This guy had a day job. And you're not surprised if I tell you he worked for ICE, but you may be surprised that his job with ICE was doing background checks on the ICE motherfuckers.
I
So
saw
we've got
that.
a sex
shocker.
trafficker who's doing background check on ICE agents.
Wow.
And he's in jail right now for the very thing that they're trying to stop.
Yeah, shocker.
It's,
Yeah, I wish I could say I was surprised.
but yeah, I mean, I heard a report the other day that something like there's like over 300 current ICE agents who've been arrested and charged for crimes from trafficking to sexual assault to drug distribution. So yeah, it's not unbelievable by any.
Well, it is kind of unbelievable in that we're being told that these are the best of the best, and they're being trained, and they're doing the job of the Lord. And turns out these people are bigger criminals than the people they're going after. Because trust me, when you take this guy that was just arrested, that is now in jail, and you compare him to, say, I don't know, Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old kid with a bunny hat, I don't put them on the same level. It's fucking ridiculous.
No,
Again, it
it's
just
not.
goes back to them
It's
trying to create fear.
Yeah, especially the fact that they're apparently announced that they're going to appeal having that 5-year-old released from detention. That is just sick. I mean, if that doesn't get Pam Bondi freaking impeached, I don't know what would.
Well, I think the performance in the hearing today should be enough to get her impeached. She was proven to commit perjury. She handled it horribly. She was an embarrassment not only to the DOJ, but to the Republicans in Congress and to Donald Trump. If she doesn't get fired, she'll never get fired because you can't be any worse than that. There's talk of impeaching her, but then the Republicans have to get on board, and we'll see if we have any courageous motherfuckers in the Republican side, and I highly doubt it.
You don't.
No. There's not enough courage there at all. And this Epstein thing is just getting worse every day. Donald Trump, you can see he's spinning around. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's trying to tell us we don't want to talk about it anymore. No, Donnie, we're going to talk about it all motherfucking day. That's what we're going to do. And that's going to be one of the things that breaks Donald Trump ultimately. Emotionally, there isn't much there. But you put enough pressure on him, he will break because he's weak at heart.
Like, I'm sorry, but there is no way Donald Trump is running things in that White House.
No.
I mean, it's a group of people, Miller especially, because he's a power-hungry little fuck.
Yeah,
I mean,
no question.
He makes Goebbels look rational.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but I'd say Miller, is it Acosta at DOJ?
Well, Alex
And
Acosta was the prosecutor who gave Jeffrey Epstein the sweetheart deal.
yeah, and who else? I can't think of the name right now, but those three. I mean, it's like when Bush Jr. was in. He wasn't running shit. It was Cheney and Rumsfeld that were
Yeah.
running everything. And Bush was just, they'd send him out to say the words and sign the papers, but that's about all.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephanie, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. You're more than welcome anytime. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good night, everybody.
You too. We'll see who else is out there. See if there's anybody. Okay, this person I know. She's a smart, perfectly lovely woman. Gabrielle, how you doing? I see you in the comments a lot. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Gabrielle.
Hey, Gabrielle.
Hi, guys. I was like feeling like I didn't really have much to say, but the one thing I did want to point out is I'm just so disgusted with. I live in New York State. I'm so disgusted with Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand and Hakeem Jeffries and the
Yeah.
Democrats who are not like rising up to this occasion and like what, where are they? That's all.
Well, that's absolutely true. You know, the one thing, one of the last times you were on, the best story you told was, and you come on here and you're this sweet and demure, a young woman, and you explained to us how you cussed out some ICE agents. Have you been able to do that as of late?
Well, thankfully, no, I haven't had to witness that kind of thing again. And I do work with immigrants. I work with the Buffalo Public Schools Adult Ed Division, where we teach English as a second language. And we've been warned that we may deal with ICE, but thank God we haven't had to deal with them again. So.
How are those people feeling right at this point? What's the overall feeling with those immigrants that you work with?
Well, I feel like, honestly, I feel like the people I work with, they've been through so much. I mean, they're from Congo in Africa, and they're from different parts of Asia, and they've been through a lot. Like I was speaking to a student today who was born and raised in a refugee camp in Congo. So
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of just like resigned to the fact that maybe, they've been through it enough. Maybe they just embracing themselves for kind of having to deal with whatever might come.
The thing that troubles me most about this is that, the adults are one thing, they're terrified. But the willingness and the joy Trumplefucks take in terrorizing children, they were always the ones that said, we got to protect the children, we've got to overturn Roe v. Wade. And then we see all the things they were involved in with Epstein. And we see kids like Liam Ramos and others being detained and thrown in prisons, illegally so.
Right.
The idea that they care about children, I'm not buying it.
No, they're pro-life until a child is born. That's it. That's where it ends.
They're pro-birth.
Right.
The great comedian George Carlin said it way back in the 90s, early 2000s, one of the two. Republicans care about the baby from the time of conception up to birth. They want live babies to grow up to be unalive soldiers. If you're pre-born, you're cool. If you're pre-K, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
Yep.
Yeah, it's It's a sad situation, and like somebody said, this Liam Ramos was gotten out of jail. Thankfully, he's back home with his parents, and you would think everything is good now, and this 5-year-old can live his life and go back to school and do all those sorts of things. He's not going back to school because he's terrified to go outside. And then you have the Republicans come in and appeal the judge's order to get him out of there so they can put this 5-year-old child back in. I can't imagine how they think that's good optics, but it just goes back to them doubling down and tripling down every time. They cannot be wrong. They cannot admit they're wrong. And they're attempting to put him back in detention. Unfortunately for them, there is no judge that's going to put that kid back in jail, especially when he was here applying for asylum legally. It's just not going to happen, but they have to play this fucking game as if they're tough guys.
Yep, absolutely. And I definitely want to see our Democratic leaders stepping up like they're not doing. Like they need to really step it up.
Do you really believe that Hakeem Jeffries and Schumer will ever step up? I'm not convinced they ever will.
No.
I think we need new leadership.
No way.
No way. And that's what I was going to ask you, Mike, because Gabrielle had a comment earlier that says, what do we do with the established Democrats that are not doing anything for us? What do we do with them?
Primary them.
Well, if we can't primary them, that's a really easy thing to do. Even if they're in their seats, we can get enough people in there to kick them out of leadership, get stronger people in leadership, and we will be able to get a different perception or perspective on who the Democratic Party is. The Democratic Party has people have a poor opinion of it because it appears to be weak. So you get rid of the weak leadership, put strong leadership in, all of a sudden the opinions of the Democrats change. That's what we need to do. I don't know that we can kick out Schumer for another 3 years. Hakeem Jeffries probably is going to get reelected. But if they can't do the job as leadership, we need the people within the Congress to kick their asses out and get good, strong people who are ready to fight.
Right, and at least demote them from their Schumer is the Senate minority leader and Jeffries is the House minority leader. No, screw them. Excuse my language, but they're not fighting. They're not anywhere near fighting for our party.
Honestly, if I was to have a House minority leader that was better than Hakeem Jeffries, I'd probably go with Jamie Rashkin. He's proven to be a fighter. He's smart. He's experienced. He's respected. And I would hope that when we get the new Congress, and assuming we get the majority, there's enough new people coming in, more progressive people, that will want to get those motherfuckers out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'd throw another name in the hat there. Ro Khanna would be another good one.
Yep.
He would be a good one.
Those who are not bought and paid for, without that money from,
Don't be surprised if you see Ro Khanna on the vice presidential ticket in 28.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's very likely. Well, Gabrielle, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Yes,
You're more
thanks.
than welcome anytime you come back. We're going to get some other folks up here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night, my friends.
Night.
Good night.
All right, we'll see who else we got here. We could use a little bit of a Dave Breitner. I'm going to get to her. I'm going to take Mark first if he comes up. He's not coming up. Okay. Our little ray of sunshine.
A little ray of
Optimistic
sunshine.
choices. Well, you guys are all you guys are like me. Well, I'm an old grumpy guy, and TJ's a younger grumpy guy, and
I'm the mid
TJ,
grumpy guy.
I'm a
a mid grumpy guy, but optimistic is a young woman who's got a sunny disposition. So optimistic, welcome back. And what are you thinking about?
Well, I'm a bit pessimistic tonight.
Oh no, you got to go back down.
Oh, you're done. We're kicking
Yeah,
you.
I'm a bit
We're kicking you
pessimistic.
now.
I don't know if you guys have talked about this. Did you guys hear about the cattle rancher, Mr. John Boyd?
No.
He went to the
No.
White House for the Farmers Aid meeting, and they
Yeah.
told him he had to leave because he was in DEI.
Get the front door out of here. What?
Yes. I
Wow.
was like, this is insane. I saw him on Don Lemon, and I was like, there's no way. He said the office was just nothing but white farmers.
Of
Oh, the guy
course.
with
And
the
this
black
gentleman
hat.
was,
Of course it was.
And he said, but
so
they
this
told,
gentleman was a person of color.
yeah, Mr. John Boyd is a black gentleman.
Right. He
And
wears
he's,
the
Okay.
black cowboy hat, right?
yep,
Yep, that's him.
Oh, I
I
know
know who
him.
he
Yeah.
is.
that's insane. I'm
They
sorry
really
I'm not
didn't let him in because
optimistic.
he was black. Wow.
Yeah. Are you surprised though? Come on now.
Well, look what he did with the governor's dinner. He told Russ Moore, "You're disinvited."
No
He's the
way.
only African American governor. So the rest of the governor says, "Well, fuck you. We're not coming either." And I applaud them for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what should be done. Oh, wow. I mean, doesn't it surprise you, optimistic? You know, you're a woman of color. You know very well that racism has always been around, even when it seems
Oh,
like it's lesser than it is now. It's always been there.
true.
Are you surprised by how blatant this is? I mean, it's in your face racism. They're not even apologetic for it.
Right. It's out in the open.
Mike, they've got commercials for it. They're saying if you were discriminated, if you feel that you are a white male that was discriminated against, give me a call. Right? They've got commercials now.
Oh my
And let me
God.
tell you something about that. If you look at every boardroom in America, well, alleged every boardroom in America, you don't see me sitting there. I'm not there. I'm not making those
Right.
decisions.
You don't see many people of color on the Epstein list either, do you?
Nope.
No.
It was a couple singers, but they were just shucking and jiving and dancing. So I'm not sure what that was all about. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw an email where it says don't have any black people there because certain people don't want to see them or don't like them or they call them boogers or whatever the situation was.
Wow. I should call up the White House and say, listen, I'm an old white guy and TikTok's treating me like shit. Let's get this straightened out.
You should.
You should and get that $10 million and give us all a payday.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. So what did you see Pam Bondi optimistic testify today?
It's a comedy show. Well, no, it's not a comedy show. It's like The Housewives. This is turned into The Housewives.
Didn't it strike you funny when somebody would say to Pam Bondi, and she'd say, "You can't say that to me," and I'm thinking, "Bitch, you're talking to a congressperson. You can't say that to them. Why do you think you control this show? Because you're buddies with Donald Trump? Sorry, you're in Congress being questioned by people in Congress. You don't get to do whatever the fuck you want." I said after watching that, I said to my wife, I said, it reminds me of an old movie that we saw, and it was Mean Girls, and she's one of the mean girls. And the thing about mean girls are tough guys. There's always somebody meaner or tougher. And when it comes to meaner girls that I like, I would have to submit Jasmine Crockett. She put Pam Bondi in her place and made her look stupid, and she's very good at that. So we should be happy to have Jasmine Crockett on our team to being our own resident mean girl who's ready to mix it up with that dumb bitch.
I agree 100% with you. But my favorite line today was, "Stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me." I'm like, what the fuck?
I still like Ted Lieu when he said, "I think you perjured yourself," and she goes, "Don't you dare say I broke the law." He goes, comes right back, goes, "You committed perjury and it was on videotape."
Yep.
Like he didn't give two shits what she said.
The only thing he didn't say was biatch.
That's true. That's true. You should have. He should have. So,
That
so
would have
how
been funny.
you're known as optimistic? You're not so optimistic today. Is there
No.
anything that you're dealing with as of late that you do feel optimistic about?
Come on, Mystic. You gotta be. There's
Is
gotta be
that
something there. Come on.
Well, Bad Bunny did a phenomenal
There
shot.
we go. He sure did.
He
there
did a
you go.
phenomenal
I
shot.
call that 124-6. Right? You had
Yeah.
124 million people watching him, 6 million people on the other side. The scales were not even close.
Now, a couple things with that 6 million. I heard 5
Yeah.
million of it was bought and paid for. And I went to Turning Point USA's YouTube page in the third quarter of the Super Bowl. Game's going, so their show was over, and they were only sitting at 10,000 streams.
Of course.
Yeah.
Did you see Lindsey Graham like head banging out to Bad Bunny?
No.
No. Was
Yeah.
that true?
Yeah, they were in Trump. They were in, I don't know, some tent, and Lindsey Graham was staring at something awfully hard at at the screen.
With with lust in his heart, no
Bad
doubt.
Bunny is, I'm sorry.
No, I was
No,
just
saying
saying.
Bad Bunny is handsome.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy. He's a handsome guy. He's a talented guy. And what I liked about Bad Bunny's thing is it wasn't political at all. It was a very uplifting and very unifying. And it's about time we had something like that. You go to, Kid Rock's hardly a kid anymore. He's 55 years old and looks every bit his age.
Fucking knees
For
hurt.
as long as he's been in this business, this couldn't have been the first time he ever lip synced. And somebody's got to remind him that if you're lip syncing, you got to keep the mic in front of your mouth, at least to give the illusion that you're fucking singing. But he couldn't even do that. He is a lame ass artist that hasn't been popular since the 90s, and that's the best that Trumplefucks could come up with.
Great point. But you know what? I don't understand why people don't research Kid Rock's history. He started out as a
Yeah,
rapper. He wanted to
yeah,
be a
he did.
rapper.
Well, Mystic, you said it yourself. Research. They don't look up anything.
The
Yeah.
do your own research crowd is allergic to it.
Yeah, they're all trust me bros over there.
Well, the thing about it is, Kid Rock is a fake redneck. He's a fake redneck. He grew up in an upscale suburb of Detroit. His dad owned a chain of car dealerships. He was a kid of privilege. He had money, and now he's running around in jeans and a kerchief, acting like he's some redneck truck stop motherfucker. And he's not. He never was. He never will be. But the rednecks are too stupid to fucking get it.
You know, I hate the fact that I liked his performance in Tommy Boy. I really do, because that was a great movie,
Yeah.
and I really hate that how he turned out.
The only performance I could say I liked is the song he did with Sheryl Crow, and it was more so because of Sheryl Crow than it was Kid Rock. But you got to understand why Kid Rock is doing what he's doing right now. This whole thing tying himself to Donald Trump is in line with the persona he's trying to perpetuate, being a redneck Southern motherfucker who's from Detroit. But in addition to that, here's a guy whose career is pretty much done. So he was willing to sell his soul to Donald Trump to get just a little bit more relevance. And that's really what he's doing. That's the same thing with Nicki Minaj. She hasn't been selling shit lately. So she sides with Donald Trump until she decides, oops, I fucked up. And now she's trying to backstep out of that. But these people are just trying to stay relevant, and their last vestige, their last opportunity is siding with Donald Trump. And that is a tragic story.
Mike, you know how hard it is to get shit off your shoe once you stepped in it?
Yeah, I've had dogs. What's your point?
Well, my point is, Nicki Minaj stepped in it, and there's no
Yeah, she did.
scraping that off, right? They give her a gold card. Her dumbass thinks that it's an actual gold card. And they're like, no, that's just a prop.
Yeah.
You're still illegal and we might come get you. Right? She still can't get all that shit scraped off her shoe. Now she's saying, all right, guys, the real Nikki is back. Please forgive me. I lost my way. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, eat a dick.
Yeah, that's one of the things I try to explain about Trump-LaFox. It's one thing if we argued about politics. Maybe I can forgive you once you've seen the error of your ways. But when you try to overturn this country, when you try to hurt the future of my kids and my grandkids, they ain't no coming back from that. If you side with Donald Trump, you are part and parcel responsible to the attempt to destroy this country. There's no coming back from that. There's no way they deserve any kind of forgiveness. And I think they're going to be surprised when this is all said and done and Donald Trump is no more, and they're going to want to apologize. I can't trust them, so I can't accept their apology.
No, never let them live it down. Never ever let them live it down. And I brought this up before in the movie Inglourious Bastards, where they capture the officer and they carve into his forehead that symbol. That's what they need in a proverbial way. They have to have that symbol carved, the MAGA symbol carved into them for all of eternity, and never let them ever live it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Optimistic, thank you for joining us. You're always welcome. It's always a pleasure to hear you. Even when you're negative, you sound positive compared to us, Fox.
Well, it was a pleasure talking with you guys. Have a great
night.
night.
So you missed
Thank you very much.
Well, it's going to be like what happened at post World War II. There was a study done. They went over to Germany, and tons of people were looking around. Funny, they couldn't find anybody who supported anything that happened mid-1930s all the way through 45 in Germany. They couldn't find a single person.
Of course not.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen here. When Donnie's gone, maybe not in the first couple of years, right after he's gone, but it won't take very long. They're all going to crawl back under their rocks. They're going to put all their MAGA stuff back in the closet. It's going to get buried in the back with, all of their other similar paraphernalia. And they're going to go ahead and they're going to say, I never supported him. I never liked it. I was never that way. And they're going to want to try to rewrite history.
Yeah, they're going to hide all their paraphernalia. They're going to shower for once. And then they're going to put on their Spanx and try to pass as not evil. And it's not going to work for them. I'm pulling somebody else up here. Easy E. Probably not that E. Probably not that Easy E. But Easy, how you doing? What's on your mind?
Hey, I wanted to give a solution to MAGA. When this is all over, I propose that we have economic sanctions on MAGA.
I like that.
They cannot do this. We cannot allow them to do this again. They're dangerous, but they're not dangerous if they're broke. My suggestion, because they technically, according to Robert Mueller, and this is not speculation. This is in the document, the Mueller report, that they are domestic agents, and technically, by them being agents, they are traitors, and by being traitors, they should have their assets seized. Their businesses, their cars, their houses, everything. Make them broke. Make them suffer that decision.
Well, and if they are proven to be treasonous or whatever you want to call them, they should be voided out from Social Security, Medicare, any kind of help at all. They're the ones fighting against this, so let them go live on their own. Let them experience the free market. Dumb fucks don't understand the free market, and they will have their problems. And if they suffer and if they find their demise, I'm good with it because that's just taking out the garbage.
At minimum, it should happen to the people committed DOJ.
Yeah, absolutely.
And who's connected to any level, time, or any to this sanction.
I agree with this idea. Now, the important question is, Easy E, is there any Democrats that have the balls to actually do that? That's what I
That
would wonder.
that's why at this point we need to primary law them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're too cozy. They're too reconciliatory. We're living in a different age. But my grandmother used to say this: you don't pet rabid dogs.
Absolutely. And you don't kiss Trump-fuck girls. Just don't.
Ew.
I've heard. Ooh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Easy, what part of the country are you in?
I'm in the northeastern states.
Oh, okay. Okay. How's the climate out there
It's
for
cold.
Trump-fucks where you are? I know it's
It's
cold. I'm in
cold.
Minnesota. You ain't telling me shit.
My guy,
But how's the climate for Trump-fucks?
you don't hear them that much. Even though they make a little bit of noise, you don't hear them that much. They're flying flags though, and I feel like this. They're putting target. We know who they are now when this is all said and done.
Yeah, exactly. Those red hats will go from their pride to targets ultimately. And when I say targets, I don't mean something violent. I mean somebody to shun and stay away from once you see those fucking red hats.
Yep. It's so unfortunate that we decided not to deal with history and reality, because if we had in this country, I said many times, when this is all over, some things have to change. There's four things that caused all this. One, we did not take seriously the rise of white supremacy across the globe. Two, we have abdicated responsibility. We've abdicated our role in the new fiduciary collapse.
Yeah.
Three, we have to realize that education is now a national security issue. It's a national security issue.
It's a
the ability to
crisis.
have critical thinking will be the downfall of the country if we don't get a hold of it.
Absolutely.
And four,
Absolutely.
and we all need to be reading the Mueller report, because if we all read the Mueller report, this would not be new to us.
I will add one extra one in there for you, Easy, and it's one of the main reasons we are where we are today, and that is the persistent apathy for the last several decades. People saying, I can't do anything about it. My vote doesn't count. I don't like this person, so I'm just going to sit on the couch with my thumb up my ass. The apathy has to change, and I think one thing that Donald Trump may be accomplishing is getting more people engaged in politics, because it's hitting them in the pocketbooks, it's putting fear in their hearts, and they have no choice but to be engaged. But I think apathy is something we have to fix as well.
I have to agree with that. You are absolutely right about that.
Well, Easy, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks
Feel
for
free to come
having me
back
up.
anytime.
Very good. I've seen
No
you a bunch of
problem.
times. I appreciate you having me up. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, and you're welcome anytime. I'm going to go with one more person here, and then we're going to wrap things up. I don't see.
Where's British John?
He's out there.
I don't
He was
see
on that
British John.
last. He's out there. He was on that last line. Hey, Mike, can I say something real quick about the red hats?
Yeah.
Okay, so being from the South, right? I'm from Helena, Arkansas, and we used to see the how can I put this? The rebel flag, and we would get a knot in our stomach because we knew what that meant. And
Right.
whenever I see the red hat, I get the same feeling. So I just want to put that out there. So it's not like they've changed. Only thing they've changed is the flag. Instead of a flag, now it's a hat.
Yeah, whenever I see MAGA stuff, I don't really get a knot in my stomach. The feeling is more like, had I eaten Mexican and gotten the wrong hot sauce? That's how I feel. I feel like what Donald Trump must feel like all the time. So, yeah, I understand that.
Well,
It
you
is a
would get
trigger.
you wouldn't get a knot, but being down there where they told us to stay away from Mr. Gilmore's property because he
Yeah.
had that flag. Yeah,
All right. I'm going to pull up one more person. Then we're going to wrap things up. We go too long, it gets crazy. I was talking to Aaron at Go Live Vegas, and he was trying to convince me to do more lives. And I said I'd do more lives, but I got to coordinate with other people, so it's hard to do that. And he was talking about one other creator, a woman creator who's actually from Minnesota, I believe. And he was saying, yeah, she does like 6-hour lives. And I'm going, how the fuck do you do that?
Holy fuck.
I mean, I'm sitting here at 65, and after an hour and a half and drinking water, my bladder is about gone.
Yeah,
So
I can see like Dean Withers doing that, because Dean will do like 4 or 5 hours at a time. But man, that's
wow.
Are you talking about Manda?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm talking to Amanda Rose. She's great creator, and I don't know how she does it. We've got somebody else up. It's America. I can't see the other part. Are you there?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing. I just came up. I've been up before, maybe once or twice. Just going through all the stuff that has happened today with all the that Bondi. It's awful. It's awful.
Aren't you a little fatigued or tired?
Oh.
You know, you said all that went on today. Well, you could have said that yesterday and the day before and the day before that. It's always a ton of shit. It's like when you got teenagers. You know, it's kind of like if you've ever had teenagers and they have cell phones and they give you a call at 9:00 at night and they only call you when you need something anyway. You go, oh, fuck, this is going to be a mess. And the same thing happens to me every day when I see all this shit going on. It's got to be similar for you too?
Oh, for sure. It's exhausting and it's embarrassing. And I just can't believe that our country is this way right now. I'm disgusted.
I'm curious, if you had been where Pam Bondi was today in that meeting and you gave that kind of performance, would you go home and say, God, I did pretty fucking good? Or how would you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I would think to myself, hell no, I didn't do a good job. I mean, right off the bat, I don't, her lying is just, I don't understand how you can lie. And then those women that were in there, the victims, and to just completely ignore them. Like, that made me physically sick to my stomach.
Yeah, it did. But here's the thing. All that bad shit, but the stock market's up. Doesn't that make it all better?
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, exactly.
She acted like he was doing something good. I'm sorry, but when Biden was in office, the stock market was doing pretty good too. So I don't really know how she is. I mean, and not only that, who the hell, other than, I mean, there are a lot of people that have stocks and things like that. Don't get me wrong, but that doesn't make your day. Like, that's not your life.
Well, you know, just to give some perspective to this, when Donald Trump left office from his first term, the Dow Jones was at just under 30,000. When Joe Biden left office, it was right around 44 or 45.
Exactly.
So in Donald Trump's time this one year, he gained 4,000 or 5,000 points in the stock market. Yeah, every day the stock market as it goes up is a record day. That's always been the case. There were plenty of records broke when Joe Biden was in office, but to have gained 5,000 points in the Dow in 1 year, given all the other horrible shit going on, that's not really something to crow about. It's right in line with him saying he won a mandate and a landslide and won by 1.5%. It's all bullshit.
Well, to me, he hasn't done shit. I mean, our gas is still over $3.
Yeah.
There's nothing that there is absolutely nothing that this man could have done, or even all he wanted to do was stay out of jail. And this is his last con, the biggest con that you could probably think of. I mean, It's ridiculous. I said that all along. He's a con man, always has been. It'll never change, and he's a disgusting man.
He is absolutely disgusting. Well, America, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. You're welcome back anytime. And I'm going to wrap things up, guys, only because I feel like it. And I usually go an hour and a half with the podcast and stuff. And I try to be merciful with people. The fact that they listen to me as long as they do is a great gift to me. And I don't want to push it too hard. And besides that, I'm a lazy bastard, so I'm going to cut it off right now. So Rebecca, Eric, Trucker T, TJ, the plumber, and everybody else that joined us, thank you very, very much, guys. I appreciate you coming on and taking the time.
As usual.
Thank you.
All right. For those of you listening, thank you for taking the time to spend an hour and a half with us. I hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.